Hey everyone, today we will dive into Screen Studio. This is a small video editing application that you might have seen many times on social media and also on YouTube whenever somebody is screen sharing and you see these fancy animations and the zoom in and zoom out and all this. This is exactly the tool, and that's what I will show you today, how to use it. So let's dive in.
Paperless movement, your productivity, your way.
All right, here we are. Don't get confused. On the left side, it's the real me, and here's the recorded thing. So I just recorded 25 minutes. So you see, we can record a lot of things, and this is what this looks like. And we will be through this in a few minutes because it is so simple, yet so powerful to use. Okay, whenever you record, it will record your mouse movements as well. And then you can control all of this and also the keyboard shortcuts. What this looks like, we will check out now. So you see now these things below the video. So this is your video actually, and you see the waveforms where I'm talking. And then here you see the zoom in and zoom out. See, there's the zoom animation. So whenever I let this play here, laser browsed versions because here, and having the native versions, and here we are in ARC. Okay, that was one of the movements. This is automatically setting these movements, but I can now fully control how this looks like. So I can select this, and now I have the controls here on the right about this mouse movement. So obviously this was just nonsense seeing this. The native versions. It zooms in, it shows now the blank canvas, and then it follows the mouse, which becomes even confusing. So this is where, if you didn't want to show anything on the screen, then you just delete this and it will stay as it is, see? It doesn't show anything. So let's go to the other one. If I hit Command S, again, it was moving and it is out of context. I delete this. Now let's go here where it seems I show more with the mouse. So when we go to the calendar, you see already this is black. Okay, that was good because it zooms in. So if you just make a plain screen recording and you want to show something tiny like this on top, this is where this tool really becomes powerful. Obviously, you can zoom in any video editing software, but this is always additional steps that you have to do to either add a plugin to make it look fancy, or to create something custom, or to make just chops and then you cut this out and you zoom it in, and then this is cumbersome. So that's why I record the screens this way. Then I optimize here the zoom in, zoom out, and then I go to the video editing software and further edit the video. However, you could just live with this. If you just want to make screen recordings of a software or something like that, or you want to explain something, you can perfectly export this later on from here, even just to the clipboard. If it is really just a quick explanation, or you want to share something on Twitter, you can export this quickly. You can export this as a GIF animation and so on. But now let's stay here, okay? How do I control now how this mouse moves? Because I start here, it zooms in nicely, and then it goes there, I show. But then I want this movement to stop because it becomes confusing when I click there, and then I go over there. See, this is too much back and forth. So I just shorten it. Boom. Now it shows me this, and then it zooms out nicely again, and I see the full screen again. What I also could do, I can click here, and instead of auto, I can go to manual. And now I can select the screen portion that I want to see, and it stays there. So it just zooms into this place, and it stays there. So now I want to show the calendar. When I click on the calendar and this, I just hit S, or this item here, the scissors. So I can click here, or I hit S, and then I can split this. So now I can select this one, and I select a different area of this, which is in this case here. And then I select this one where I want to show the calendar. And that's the great thing with the background. You see, it always keeps this in place. Now, so when we go to the calendar, you see already. See, that's too late. So now I can just adjust this. I adjust this to the point where I want to show the other part and move this over here. And now you see already this is black. Boom. Okay, so you can optimize this. You can zoom in to get more granular, but I think you get the idea. You see already this is black. And then boom, I zoom out again. Great. So if I want to cut my video, this is possible as well. I just hit S, and I can shorten this. But this is not meant to really be a proper video editing software to make the rough cuts and all this. here in this video, for example, in the end, this video is just a 6-minute video, if at all. But I made a lot of mistakes during the thing and I tried to figure things out. So therefore, I can then select this and cut out the center. And therefore, I can make a really rough cut there. So that's that. But now, before we move on, let's go through the different features that we have in this tool from top to down, and you will see it's really straightforward. So first of all, we have the background here, and we can easily change this by going on top right. We have the wallpaper. That's probably the thing that you see on many other social media and so on. Whenever somebody shares somebody, you can change this standard thing. You can blur it out. You can make the padding different so it shows more of the things, the rounded corners. You know, we can even give it a border. So that's really fancy what you can do. What you would need to do, especially in Adobe Premiere, for example, a lot of effort goes into to get it into this and these smooth animations in combination. I can go to a gradient, pick a gradient there, but what we use is our own template. So here you go to image and I just uploaded our background and we can use this. And then we move on to the mouse movement. Here, you can change the cursor size. You can change if it should be just a touch or the cursor. There are so many things you can do. Go through this yourself and then just let it play back and see how it changes. See, now the cursor is actually tilting into a direction. So if we go extreme, it's always better to see the difference. See? So it's going left and right. You really can go fancy there. It smoothes out your cursor and this is really amazing. Or you hide the cursor altogether. Then the camera. That's the thing when you record yourself. You can have some predefined positions. Unfortunately, you cannot change this position during your editing. I hope that it's something they will add over time. But, you know, let's say there's something behind me, then there is an issue as I'm not able to move this away from this point. So if I cut this out and I expect this now to be different when I make this is not the case. It is always on the whole project. I can still mirror my camera. That's great, actually. I can hear the roundness of the thing. I really like this. But again, I would like to have this dynamic. So like the zoom, that I have some sort of control over the camera. So it would be even more better, even more amazing. So size during zoom just means that when I zoom in, how small does it get whenever I zoom in? See, when I go here now, this is really extreme. Boom. Now it's really tiny and it shows me the whole screen. I think that's amazing and that compensates a bit that I'm not able to move over time as you're already zooming into the place that you want to show. So usually there's nothing hidden anyway. So if you zoom in this way. Let's move on. You have captions. So you can have AI. Again, that's something we are not doing in Screen Studio. We are using Descript, another editing software. If you want to learn more about Descript and how we actually do the rough cuts of our podcasts and all this, let us know in the comments below if you want to learn this as well. Happy to make a video about this. But here it's the AI model that we use, the language you can choose, and then it will generate some basic, simple captions. And audio, I can mute the audio. I can improve the microphone audio. So that's really actually nice doing it. It does really a good job with this. Well, now I started the process as this is a very long one. It might take a while, but I'm not doing this as we are post-processing anyway. I'm using a high quality microphone and so on. So usually the quality of the microphone is already very high. So I rather not want to change anything of the original audio. And if it's really needed, it will be done in the other editing software. And then we have keyboard shortcuts. I can activate the shortcuts and now you see it switched the view. So let's zoom in and you see now here is Command S, something I'm pressing and boom. You have this animation showing you Command S. That's really nice. For now, there is no design changes other than showing the size. And if you want to switch, here is shortcuts and zoom. You can use also the keyboard 1 and 2 to switch between the two different edits that you do here. And that's really nice, I have to say. You can also show single key shortcuts. So if you're using something like backspace or hitting enter, that's something that you would switch on here, but that's something we don't use. And then the animations themselves. Some people are annoyed how fast the things are moving. Maybe you have a different way to show this. This is where you can control this. So I can have it rapid. Those who are following us, let's just have this here. So you see, whenever I want to add a zoom, I can just go here and add a zoom wherever I want and then control it this again. this way again, manual. We will get back to this in a moment. I just want to show you the speed here. Those who are following us at the paperless movement. Boom, this is now rapid. That's the cursor movement rapid. Let's have this zoom animation. Boom, see how fast this is? Obviously we don't see anything. Let's move to a place where it makes sense. And let's play back. See how fast? This is now extremely fast. Now we can go to really slow. And then obviously everything in between. An amazing thing is, it is easing in and easing out. That's really important for those of you who don't know. You see sometimes these animations that are really feel static and it starts and ends with the same speed. Ease in and ease out means that there is a curve of the speed. So this means it's smoothly zooming in and out and it makes it easier to follow the screen. And then you have also the mess, the friction, all the things that you can change to the way to your liking. You can further customize. That's the mouse movement. That's the same thing. You can smoothen the cursor movement. The stuttering goes away and so on and so on here. The blur settings. So whenever you zoom in, is there a blur or not? So that's all the things that you can play around to your liking. Key is now, once you have the setup do you like, you can save this as a preset and give it a name, and that's it. Now you might want to have one for white. You might want to make a square for social media. Boom, one click and you have a square. That's amazing, right? So now I could give another preset for social media and I immediately have 2 videos that I can export very quickly. One for my YouTube, and then I just switch the preset and just publish this as a square for my social media as well, as it is zooming in nicely. However, we have the YouTube paperless movement, and now when I click on this, it takes the background, the cursor size, movement and all this, so it stays consistent between the different videos. Now when I play this, see, that's the way how we do it, and now everything is consistent. And now our video editor just gets here the file. So I can go to show finder, and here is the preset that we use, and he just places it in his own folder here in the Screen Studio presets, and he is able to instantly apply these changes. This is amazing. You know, it's most obvious when you click there and then you go to preset, boom, there we go. This is really nice. Now let's quickly look at the different options how to zoom in. So as I showed you, I switched to manual, and now I can manually position the place that I want to show. I can make the zoom level, how far it should zoom in. And I can apply this now to all the zooms. Be careful with this, as it now everything gets manual and so on. And you can set this as a default. So whenever you create something new, it will use this setting as the default rather than the others that we had before. Or you remove the zoom altogether. I can disable the zoom, and that's that. So we went through all the options. It's an amazing tool, and the amazing thing is there's a lifetime access. So that's a one-time payment. This video is not sponsored. It's something that we started using and we love it due to the quality and the ease of use. You can train your assistants easily to do the edits in there. It's not an overcomplicated software. It's reliable. It always works. And there's one hidden trick I want to show you. You have the folder here, and here are the Screen Studio projects. All right. And when you go here on Mac, you can show package contents. And now you're inside this file. And now I see here is the webcam itself. Boom. So there's the full recording of your screen. So if you want to mix it up with full screen versus the screen sharing, here's the complete file recorded as well and then brought into your software. So if you want to make a multicam editing, this is even still able without the need to edit in a different software, to record in a different software, the thing. And here you could even exchange the arrow images and things like that if you like. And this is where you can go into the detail. You get also access to the different audio files, and I think this is really amazing. So if you like the video and if you like the tool, go to the description below. There I share the link with you. It's not an affiliate link. I just think it's important for many. I know that many for you asked, how do I do these videos? And this is exactly how we do these. One type of videos. And if you like this, share it with your friends, with your colleagues. Level up your screen recording game this way. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you up next time.